I got a tip the other day on how to embed video right into a Google Map pin, and then it made me think of the old lit trips we used to make, but now on a Chromebook it's hard to do that. So with now Google Maps engine, we can create maps and we can import the data from a CSV file. And now, since we have Google Forms, which are amazingly easy, we could have students collecting data about their community, about the world, about anything, and as long as it has a location, they can pin that to a Google map and provide a video with it. So, you know, the possibilities are endless. You could, you know, have students creating digital stories about events in time. They could be creating news stories about their community, whatever. It's endless. So I'm just going to step through how we might do that. So the first thing we need to do is, well, I'm at mapsengine.google.com, but before I start the map, I want to have the data. So I'm going to go back to my drive, and I've created a Google form. So in this form, what I'm going to leave it open because you might want to collect data from outside your domain, but I've got a location name, address, town, zip code, and video. You could have a column, for instance, let's add a column for comments, because we might want information in that as well. So we might want students to provide a paragraph or something. So here's our live form, and this is where so for instance, we're having students write about different communities in Vermont. So I'm just going to pick a town. It might be Burlington, and the address, I'm just making up an address. So, and here, so the location name, but also the town name could be the same, but you need to have both, and I'll show you why later. And I don't know the zip code, 05, I'm not sure if that's it. But so here, if you had a student that had made a video about it, you'd have the URL there. So I'm just going to go to YouTube and just get it a video URL. I should have done that beforehand, but Vermont, be patient with me. I'll try and get a quick one. So, you know, here's a very, I don't want, so just like, here's just a short video, and I'm going to copy the URL. It might not have, generally I wouldn't have used that one, but let me go back, and so here's my, and I'm going to paste the URL in there, and here I might have comments. This is where they might write a short report about information about that area. So this is where description about it, about this town, whatever, something. So I'm going to submit it. And so now I'm going to actually go to my spreadsheet. So here's the responses. And now Google Maps engine wants this here. This is a it wants a CSV file. You can't take it directly. So I'm just gonna wrap the text just because it's nicer to look at. So there. So I'm going to export it, file, download it as a comma separated value, and I'm going to save it on my computer so I can upload it later. I have a couple. So I want to remember what I named it. So map 3, and I'm going to save. And now I'm going to go back to the map. So map, and I'm going to create a new map. And so this map might be about, so again, you title the map, and I'll click on it again, map title. So here we go. Just our town, something like that. And again, the general description of what the whole map is about. History of Vermont towns, something like that, whatever. I'm going to save it. Now you can have layers. You can have multiple layers. So you might have different students working on different components of the towns. And different, one could be history, one might be resources, something like that. So I'm going to title the layer, and this layer is just general information, general info. I'm going to save it. And so I'm just doing one layer for now. So in this layer, now there's an import button. Now the import, this is where I import my CSV, the data that we collected from the spreadsheet. So I'm going to find that on my computer, and I should clean this mess out. Map, LMNOP, maps 3 right here, CSV, and open, and it's uploading, and I'm going to, so now this first one, it wants the actual location, so it needs address, any address information or location information. So I'm going to hit continue for that, and now it wants, this is going to be the pin names, so location name is the pin name, and I'm going to hit finish, and now it's going to upload the data and create the map. I'm going to close this. So I have 3 locations from the spreadsheet, and oh, you know what I did? I put the wrong pin number. Let's see. I probably entered the wrong zip code. So let me go to Burlington, Vermont. Zip code. I should have checked it. So here we are, and it's 05401. So let's see if we can correct it in this. I'm not really sure if we can in our data. Let's see. Burlington streetlight. Yeah. Let's try it. Now, what did I just say it was? So it's 05401. So here I can go back 5401 and hit enter. See if that fixed it. Close it. And let's go back. One row couldn't show. There's an error. So there's another error. Let's see, where's the error? I have a row in Peachum, Main Street, Town. Maybe that doesn't know the zip code as well. So again, you have to have your data correct. You can't, so I'm going to look for Peachum zip code. Peachum. Yeah, maybe I spelled Peachum wrong. Here we go. 05862. Peachum. There we go. 62. Enter. There we go. Yep. So our data is correct. And I'm going to close this, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit. It's our piece, and there's 4 locations right here. If I click on it, and I just get the information from the spreadsheet. But I want to embed the video itself. Now to do that, you click on this little edit, and I'm going to copy the URL. Now it's much easier to have it from here than it is to go back to my spreadsheet and try and find it and sort, because I have it right here. So I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to click on this little camera, and I'm going to go to video search. I'm going to paste it right there. I'm going to search, and I'm going to select it and select. So now I'm going to save, and so here the pin, the video is right there. If the description were longer, it would be there. It's a nice little piece about, so you could continue to go to each pin and highlight it and embed the video in that way. But say you wanted, for instance, Montpelier's pin. If I go up here, this little bucket, Montpelier is the capital, so I'm going to change that pin to a different color and a star. So so now we have the 4 locations and the pins. One other cool thing of the engine maps is you can actually highlight a whole area. So say I wanted just to provide general information of this is the area that I'm talking about. So it creates, and you can actually call this layer or area, you can give it a name. So this could be just the outline of our region, whatever. And I'm going to save it and then close it. So there's our map. We got it from the forum, collected the data, but say now I want to have this in my Google site. Up here in the share button, you can share it in different ways. You could just share it with the URL. You could share it to Google Plus community, but you need to make it public. So I'm going to make it public that anybody can view it. But this isn't where I get the embed code. I have to go over here on this little folder, I'm going to click on the folder and I'm going to copy embed my site. Now the only thing I'm going to copy now is right here, the HTTPS to the last letter before the quotes there. I'm going to copy just the URL and I'm going to hit OK. So now I want to go to, I'm going to close this and this. I need to go to a Google site. Let's see if I have a Google site. I have some samples to put it in, and say it's your class site. Here's a sandbox site, and I'm going to put it on the home page or the map page, or say if your class actually, we've used students created, well, they created information about the world. They selected different continents, and they did each student did their own page on a different country. This is a nice way you could actually add, you could really enhance that information. So I'm going to go to Insert, I'm going to hit Gadgets, and I'm going to select the iframe. I'm going to click iframe, and I'm going to hit Select. And now that, because I only copied that URL, and I'm going to make sure it doesn't, it only has the HTTPS once. Sometimes it gets in there twice. No. And I don't want it this large. I'm going to try 580 by, I don't know, 420 maybe, or 420. You can mess with that size. I'm going to hit OK. And then I'm going to hit Save. And there's our map that we started with from a database. So, you know, let us know. It'd be really interesting to see how other people are using this, but I think it's a very interesting tool for students to be sharing information using video and locations and maps, and being able to publish it and collect them all together in one place. So let me know if you how you do with those. Would be great.